Hi, I'm Robin Steinberg. I'm the CEO of the Bail Project. In America, when someone is arrested, bail is set. It is the amount of money that the accused must pay to get out of jail while their case is pending. The theory was simple. Set bail at an amount the accused can pay, they'll pay it, and that will create the incentive to come back to court. Because if you come back to court for all of your appearances, your money will be returned. Skip town, you lose your money. But the theory depends on bail being set in an amount that the accused can actually pay. Most Americans don't have $400 in savings to pay for an emergency. Bail is set too high, and so tonight, 500,000 people who haven't been convicted of a crime are sleeping in jail cells because they can't pay bail. Nearly 100% of recent jail growth is tied to unaffordable cash bail. 1 out of 2 Americans have an immediate family member who's been booked into jail. And like every other part of our criminal legal system, the negative impact of cash bail is borne disproportionately by communities of color. Bail is more likely to be set if you are Black or brown, and that bail will be higher than a white counterpart. 50% of the pretrial population nationwide come from these communities. Women are the fastest growing incarcerated population in America, and many are in pretrial detention unable to pay cash bail. Since women are often primary caregivers and have historically lower wages than men, they're less likely to be able to pay bail. And when a woman is held in jail pretrial, her children are 5 times more likely to wind up in foster care than if her male counterpart was held. Being held in jail for even a few days is a horrifying and violent experience. It also destabilizes your life outside: housing, employment, education, even custody of your kids, all at risk. It's a moral crisis, but it's also a financial one. Taxpayers spend $14 billion a year incarcerating people before conviction, and adding collateral costs, it's $140 billion. Ending cash bail is one of the defining civil rights and racial justice issues of our day. That's why we launched the Bail Project 3 years ago, to end this injustice by paying bail for thousands of low-income people across the country, reuniting families, restoring the presumption of innocence, and collecting the data to prove that incarceration before conviction is not only unjust, it's unnecessary. Supported solely with philanthropic dollars, we've built a national revolving bail fund. Bail gets set, bail gets paid, bail returns, bail's recycled for others in need. Every dollar is used 2 times a year, quite a return on investment. To date, we've paid over $32 million for 15,000 people across the country and counting. Here's how it works. Our community-based teams of bail disruptors identify clients. They do individualized interviews at local jails, determine who's eligible for bail, pay bail, and then connect them with community services to meet their needs throughout the pretrial process, including mental health services, substance misuse treatment, transportation, and housing support. They also send regular text court reminders to each client. We now have offices in over 20 cities across the country with plans to expand to additional places in the coming year. We're building a robust national portfolio to prove our point. In 2021, we plan to focus on the southern United States through a new initiative we're calling Bail Out the South. While that region poses some of the biggest challenges, over half of Black Americans are incarcerated in this region, so we cannot walk away. As we scale across the country, we're providing a lifeline to an unprecedented number of low-income Americans locked in jail cells with no money to get out. To date, we've paid over 15,000 bails. 2/3 of our clients are Black or brown, reflecting the disproportionate impact of cash bail on communities of color. 20% of our clients are women, and a full 70% are parents. Our work demonstrates that cash bail is not only unjust, it's unnecessary. Our clients make 90% of their court appearances even though they have no financial skin in the game. Collectively, our clients have made over 32,000 court dates. And of our clients whose cases have closed, an astounding 34% of them had their cases dismissed entirely. And for those who were convicted, 92% did not receive a jail sentence. Spending time in jail harms any person's physical and mental health. Despite this, millions of people are locked in jail cells every year because of cash bail. But perhaps most shocking is that according to a study released by the Bureau of Justice Statistics, nearly half of incarcerated people suffer from some kind of mental illness, and more than a quarter have a severe mental health condition like bipolar disorder. People with mental health disorders are held in jail pretrial at higher rates than those without, and they are held in jail longer. Once in, they are disciplined more often, including being held in solitary confinement. Think about someone you love struggling with mental illness. Would you want them in jail? Bail reform conversations rarely mention how cash bail criminalizes mental illness, but that needs to change. At the Bail Project, 33% of those we've bailed out have been diagnosed with a mental health disorder. In Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana, that number is almost 50%. And 46% of our clients report a history of substance use disorder. In Spokane, Washington, that number is a shocking 91%. Clearly, our criminal legal system criminalizes both drug use disorder and mental illness, causing unforgivable harm to so many. People like Charisse, a client of ours with bipolar disorder who wound up in the system with no way out. A mother of three working at a medical office, she found some stability until she went off her medication. Then one night, she got inside someone's car and refused to leave. The police were called and she was arrested. She was charged with attempted carjacking, and cash bail was set in an amount higher than her entire year's salary. Charisse would spend the next 4 months in jail trying to come up with bail money. Her children were evicted from their home and she lost her job. Our local bail project team learned about Charisse through the lawyers at the public defender office and worked to secure her release. Once out, Charisse went to a mental health facility and began her journey, rebuilding her life and reuniting with her children. We meet people like Charisse every day, folks who with the right support and services will thrive. Working with partner organizations, we can support clients. In June 2019, we launched a site in Chicago where we immediately identified the need for supportive services for clients. We partnered with 2 local not-for-profits, Task and the Safer Foundation, to ensure that our clients got what they needed to stabilize. When COVID-19 hit local jails, our partnerships were critical as cities started to decarcerate the pretrial population. In Chicago alone, we bailed out over 240 people in 1 month as we tried to get people out of harm's way and home to safety. From St. Louis to Chicago and Detroit to New Orleans, our partners on the ground with our teams to provide mental health support and substance use treatment. Cash bail criminalizes race and poverty, but it also criminalizes those with mental illness and makes their conditions worse. In the long run, we need to create pathways out of the criminal legal system for those with mental illness. But until those diversion programs with services are fully funded and available, the Bail Project stands ready to intervene by paying bail and bringing people home. Our cash bail system and pretrial incarceration has to end in America, but systems don't go down without a fight. So it's going to take all of us working together to end the injustice of cash bail. As we reimagine a new system, let's create a system of care, not punishment, compassion, not cruelty. Shifting our lens from risk to needs and isolation to support will help guide us as we reimagine a pretrial justice system that no longer criminalizes race, poverty, or mental illness. Thank you for listening, and if you'd like further information, please go to www.bailproject.org. We'd love to hear from you.